Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made this lovely bag. So if you want to know how I made it, stay tuned. So let's get right into the video. First of all, we are going to be measuring 8.5 inch for the width. And we're measuring 8.5 inch. Measure it and just mark it out like so. Don't mind my daughter, she was really disturbing. So after that, you mark out at the other side. You also mark out 7.5 inch, and then that 7.5 inch you mark out 8.5 inch at the bottom. At the top side you mark out 7.5 inch, and then 11 inch long, that's the length. And then the other side I took in half an inch, like I removed half an inch from the both side because I want to give it kind of a diagonal shape. Diagonal I want it to have like kind of a curved shape. I don't want it to be straight like a rectangle, so I just took it in by half an inch. So that part is where I'm going to be folding because my carton was not straight. So I marked out 3.5 for the side I'm going to be folding into two, like the part that the bag is going to be folding. So you make sure that side that was folded is in that 3 points. It was 3.5, so that's the wrong, that like maybe when you fold it will not be at the wrong side, like the wrong side will not be bending. Because I want the bag to be firm, you understand? So after that I cut the bag out. I cut the measurement out like so, as you can see. So after that I'm going to be measuring 6 inch long. That's 6 inch long, yes, the length. I'm measuring 6 inch. I'm just going to mark that out. And after marking it, I'm going to use it to cut out the other side of the bag. The other side. So I just use it to trace it out. So I just trace out the 6 inch that I cut out earlier of the other shape that I already have. Just simply trace it out like so. Just make sure it's 6 inch. I took the measurement again to make sure it's exactly 6 inch, so it should be very balanced. Okay, so after that I just mark and I cut it out as well. So I make sure that the length was 8 inch. I just took it because the other one I marked out was 8.5 inch, so I reduced some each at the side to make it a round figure of 8 inch instead. So after which I just cut it out like so. Okay, so after cutting out the bag, as you can see, this is the end. That one I cut out just now is going to be the inner. Understand? You see how the shape is going to be. That's how I want the shape of my bag to be. So see how it's looking like so. So the next thing, I'm going to be cutting out the fabric. This is the fabric I'm using. So it's an old shirt I was having. So I just cut it out. I like the fabric, so I decided to use it. So I'll just put it, the panel we already cut at the carton. I'll put the carton on the fabric and I'm going to trace it out like that. I'll just trace it out because I'm going to be using that to cover up the carton. Don't mind my daughter, she was just doing her own thing. She was really disturbing. So after that, I'm going to apply gum all over. Apply gum all over the place. All over the bag. So I applied gum on the fabric, which was not nice because a stain on the fabric, and I didn't really like it at all. So when you want to do yours, you apply it on the carton, not on the fabric. Normally I was supposed to use like a gum stain, but there was actually no light, so I was just like, okay, let me create another pattern of gum instead of the gum stain process. So after that, I'm going to do the same thing for the other part of the bag as well. I'll just trace it out and also cut it, just like what I do to the same the other the front side of the bag. I also apply gum all around and gum it like so. Okay, so as you can see, after that I'm going to be cutting out the side. This is the side of the bag. We are using this side to do the side, to join both edges, like the edges of the bag together. So I'm going to cut out 5 inch after folding the fabric into 4. Cut out 5 inch long, 5 inch long, and then 4 inch wide. 4 inch wide. So I cut that out. After that, because I actually need a total of 20 inches, 0.5. So I just remove some inch to make it a round figure of what I need. So after that, I'm going to be cutting out the lining for all the pieces that I cut out, for the front panel, the back panel. So I'm just cutting out. I'm just cutting out all the lining stand. So after that, I also applied gum on the lining. I just gum it together like so, as you can see. I applied gum all around, and I hide the edges, like I bend the edges over, so you don't start rumpling out and you don't look rough. So I hide the edges inside, and I just gum it to make it neat, like so. So as you can see, as I just looking, the back shape is coming out actually. So the next thing, I had to cut out the hand, like the hand we're going to be using. It has one hand at the front. It's just one handle. That's the front design. So I'm going to be cutting out that handle. I'm cutting out 6 inch wide, length 6 inch long, and 3 inch wide. Okay, so after that, I'm going to be cutting out the lining for the side, like the piece we are going to be using to join the side of the bag, like the 10 inch I cut out earlier, the 20 inch I cut out earlier. So I'll cut out the lining for that. So for you not to be confused, you just cut out the fabric and maybe write a piece of paper on it so you can not mess up everything together. So after which I added my interfacing. I added 2. I doubled it 2 to be very strong and firm. Understand? So the back can stand very well. So after which I just hide the edges like this, like by 1/2 inch. I bend it inside like so. As you can see on the video, and see we're going to be using it for the side, to line that side. So after which I also applied the interfacing on the lining as well. I added interfacing on the lining, two of it, like I doubled it as I did to the fabric, the main fabric. So after that, I'm going to be applying the interfacing on the handle that I cut out earlier on. I'll apply interfacing on the handle, as you can see. I also doubled it because I want it to be very firm. It can stand strong on its own. So after which I bend the edges like this, because I'm going to be covering it. The edge, I want the mouth to, like the end point to be pointed, like a triangle shape, you understand? So I just bend it so it will be easier for me to work with and to be very straight. So I use my iron to do it first of all. So just follow the process just like the way I did it here on the video. So as you can see, after ironing it, that's how it's going to be sitting. So the next thing, I'm going to be sewing it on my machine. So I just cut out a piece of carton and put it inside so it will be very thin and more strong, understand? So it can stand very well on its own. So I just sew it down like so. Cut out the excess of the carton because it was too long, because I want that end point to be free so I can easily sew it. I don't want the carton there, so it can be easy for me to sew. As you can see, the shape is coming out already. So after that, I'm going to be sewing it on my bag. I've not added the edge, so I first of all worked on sewing it so that it will be easier, it will be laid flat before like joining the edges together, because I already joined the edges for doing this. It was very difficult. So I first of all sew it down on the bag. Just check the point you want it to be. Looking nice, you understand? The way you, after like 1 inch after the folding point, you understand? So you can see I just sew it down like so. So as you can see, after sewing it, you see how it's coming out already. So I don't mind the color. I don't know, my daughter wants to soak it inside water. I don't know why. When I left it before I went to like get foil to do the interfacing, she just soaked it inside water. So that's why the dirt was really much like that. So I'm going to be applying the front design. So I'm going to punch a hole. I just check where I want it to be. So I'll apply a hole there and mount it just like as I'm doing it. Like so, just follow what I'm doing and understand it. I mean, I could not change the fabric, so I just had to continue because after soaking into water, it was not standing again the way I wanted it to be. You know, it's carton now. But then I have to continue with the tutorial because I know you guys will still understand. So, because there was no other fabric to record another one, so I just have to continue. I guess you can see how it is after applying the design. See how nice it's coming out. Don't mind the stain, no. So after that I'm going to be applying the buckle, like what is to call this one again? The pin, to pin it down. And yes, the pin, the locker or the locket. Anyone, I beg. So we're going to be adding this. I'll just check where it's supposed to be. Make sure you sit it well, the way to the direction you want it to be properly. So when you are sure of it, you mark it out, punch a hole, and also fix it in just like what I did to the first one. I bought this one like this, understand? I bought it from the market like that. So just see bunch it home. I really don't know where to get it, but I bought mine in the market. Maybe places where they sell bag materials or tailoring materials. Some tailor do have it though, tailoring materials. So you can get it there. So after which I'll just sew, press it down so it to sit properly under the lining. I don't want it to come up the lining. So as you can see, I also fix the front part of it. So after fixing that, I'm going to be facing the side, like the side, the lining. I just joined them together, the lining and the fabric. I joined them together so it can, like with the pin, secure it, because I don't want to sew it and then there'll be too many threads around to make the work rough. So I just hold both of them first with the pin. So after that, I just cut out a little piece of fabric. I'm going to be using this as the handle, like where the chain is going to be staying at the side. So I just sew it down like the way I'm doing, as you can see. I just sew it down and I cut out the edges. So after cutting it, I measured the way I want it to be. So I measured it and I sewed it at the edge. I just sewed it like so. I did the same thing for the other side too. So after that, I just marked out the side that is bent like the other side, because that's where I want the sewing to start, the edge. That's where the measurement is. That's where it's supposed to start. So I marked out the other side that was bent at the back. I just marked it out so I know where to start from. So I'll sew it alongside like this. Take your time. Make sure all the parts are sewn together. Just sew it like this, as you can see the way I'm doing it. Make sure you take your time, sew it down very well. Sew it down very well, like so. So just in case maybe your needle is not allowing you to sew properly, you can use the size 18 needle. Size 18 is stronger to sew bags. Okay? So more friendly and it's more easier to sew. So you can use a size 18 needle. Okay. So it won't break and it won't be cutting, like the thread will be cutting. It will just be easy. It's best needle to sew bags, size 18. So after that, I'm going to be sewing the nest, like the front, the inner side of the bag. I'm going to be joining it. Like I said, there's a lining to join both sides together. So I'm joining it to the other side as well. So what I'll be doing, I'll sew that side down first. I won't sew it all through so that it will be equal. But if you don't do it like that, before you know, the bag will be looking bent. It won't come out well. So after I sew that side down, I cut out the thread first. And I sew the second side. As you can see, I sew the second side. Sew the second side like so. So after that, before I now sew the bottom, so that way it will lay very straight, you understand? So after sewing it, as you can see, that's the finished look of our bag. After sewing it, see how it's looking. Don't mind the dirty or I just like to finish it. The gum, first of all, made it dirty, and my child, we just use it to clean. I didn't know when she picked it. But then there was no other fabric. I have to continue with the tutorial to work and learn how to make the bag. So as you can see how the bag is coming out already. So I'm going to sew along this side, like that front side that we left open. Now I've not sewn it before. So sew along so that you can secure the lining and the fabric together. So I'll just sew along the side like so. As you can see, so the next thing I'm going to be putting the chain at the side. That part was sewed at the edge today of the side. So I'll be putting the chain around it. I'll just fix it in. As you can see. I just fix it in like so at both sides. So after that, I'm also going to be fixing the chain, the other chain out. Here's the handle in case maybe you intend to hold it with the longer hand, you want to hang it on your shoulder, so you can be able to use the chain. So I just fixed the chain at both sides like so. As you can see. See how lovely our bag is coming out. So that's the finished look of our bag. Please like, subscribe. Thank you.